And that very simple message right there led to like us hitting brick walls with getting broadcasts on the second movie.
Well, I've seen something very interesting just the last couple of months, actually, on the CIA News Network. CNN, they have Sanjay Gupta, who's their doctor, just last week was saying that he's sorry he misled people about the efficacy and the danger of medical marijuana. And when you look at him on these programs talking about how he's changed, why he was misinformed, you realize that even though this man is very intelligent, he's been in this pharmaceutical bubble that MDs kind of live in. He didn't even, as he says, he didn't even look at the efficacy of marijuana. He just saw a lot of studies that had been done that were selective studies that focused on negative aspects of marijuana, but there really weren't studies that were being done that he wasn't aware of. But he was kind of living in this pharmaceutical world, probably like the doctors that you were talking to.
Sure. I mean, and they all do. I mean, because that's how they make a living, absolutely. And, it's interesting, too, because the Sanjay Gupta show called Weed, which I recommend everybody watch, just came out this Sunday. And I got to admit, I'm amazed by it, but it almost felt like they watched my newest movie and then went and made the TV show and got it out there, which is totally cool because all I can say to anybody out there that if you watch the Sanjay Gupta CNN special, then you need to check out American Drug War 2 because it picks up on those exact ideas. It has, like a main story thread about a young boy suffering with brain cancer. It has a lot of the same threads, but we take it to like another level in which I don't think CNN is prepared to broadcast yet. But maybe, who knows?
I'm really kind of wondering what's up with them. I mean, I looked at their website today. Their top story is titled, "Are American Opinions on Marijuana Reaching a Tipping Point?" And if you look at all the different, it's a little bit late, but it's good that they're reporting some of this stuff. I don't know why they're doing it because, they've been very much in the pocket of big pharmaceutical companies, but they're actually talking about some of the effective things, like you mentioned, the brain cancer. There was an article associated with that, Marijuana Stops Child Seizures, talking about Seattle's budding economy, talking about the legalization of it there. And then another article from Melissa Etheridge saying that pot got her through. It's interesting to see this happening now on CNN. What do you make of that?
Well, I think I think the conspiracy theorist scared part of me is that the pharmaceutical companies are fixing to come vulturing in on all these well-meaning. You've had people now that have been working at this, trying to build an organic, non-corrupt marijuana industry for all these years, and there's a lot of really good people out here in California. I go to Denver all the time. I got a lot of dealings in Denver, and I'm working on some other films in Denver. And so I think between the Los Angeles area, the Oakland, San Francisco area, and the Denver area is kind of like the nucleus of this whole deal. There's a lot of really good people, but there are some very bad apples out there too that are very opportunistic. And I think the door is open for big corporations to come in and swoop down and really kind of take this thing in an angle which people really don't want to see. With companies like Monsanto could come in. They're already talking about a year from now there's going to be just regular retail marijuana stores in Denver, not dispensaries, but just like a liquor store. Just like there's the pot store. You don't have to have a prescription or anything to go in there. The Denver scene is pretty crazy right now. I just got back from there. I'm doing a little mini doc about this whole thing all the kids are doing now called dabbing, which takes marijuana to another level. They're all doing this this oil, this very powerful oil, and that's this whole crazy thing. And a lot of people that are negative about this are going to say, well, this is what happens when you legalize it. Kids are going to take it to the next level, and so they're going to use that as an argument. So.
Well, you've talked about in your lecture series, you talked about the difference between THC and cannabis and the medical uses of it. Now, but there's also, you talk in your lecture series about the government has just done a patent
on not
marijuana?
just well, God, it's like 10 years ago. They've had the patent for about 10 years on cannabinoids. Anybody should to Google it, and it's the Department of Health and Human Services. And basically, what's alarming about this is, first of all, the government shouldn't be allowed to take out a patent like this in the first place.
Strange.
First of all, that's very strange. And the other part that's alarming is that our American government is working with foreign pharmaceutical companies to basically circumvent a lot of like good, smaller American companies that are trying to work on getting the actual natural plant derivative through the FDA process. And something we touch upon in the movie, it's kind of a hard concept to explain in a short amount of time that we have here on this interview. But you can't, with the definition of a patent, you can't really patent a plant. It's too much. You can patent a molecule, you can patent a compound, but you can't patent a plant. And that's why these these companies come in here. And I think the fear that a lot of people in the marijuana industry are having is that if we don't fight the way that the pharmaceutical companies could take this thing, and that is, instead of you being able to grow a single plant in your backyard that you can treat your anxiety, your sleeplessness, your pain, your nausea, their whole laundry list of things with, they're going to try to basically tear the marijuana plant down into like 40 different prescription medications to where you have to take this pill based on these 1 or 2 cannabinoids that we find are best for sleep. Then you have to take this spray to use these 2 cannabinoids that we find are best for pain.
Or they might go in and genetically modify it, combine it with a scorpion stinger or something like that, I mean, that's the kind of thing that we've seen them do in the past, just so that they can own it and control it. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for talking to us. We're really excited about this documentary, a very powerful way to get the truth out to people. There we go. There's the documentary right there.
And, only on InfoWars.
Only on InfoWars can you get the DVD. We're the sole dealer for that. We've got something of a truth cartel going on there with that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing people to get this truth out to their neighbors and friends. And a great way to do that is to just hand them a DVD. Thank you, Kevin.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And you can get that DVD at the InfoWarsStore.com. We have it available as a combo pack or with the original film, where you can save $7, or you can get them individually. And that's the American Drug War, The Last White Hope, that's the first one, or the second one, American Drug War, Cannabis Destiny, Part 2 of the American Drug War. Well, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
The important thing about the Pro One filter today is that the material we use for removing fluoride and other heavy metals now will remove the latest form of fluoride called hydrofluorosilicic acid. There's no other fluoride reduction filter out there that will remove that type of fluoride. And it's extremely important because today we're hearing more and more cities are using that form of fluoride.
We've been having medication forced on us through the water system for quite a while. Most people don't realize it. Most people don't realize the negative effects of fluoride.
There's a wide range of health effects that are attributed to fluoride.
Bottom line, why should somebody get this new Pro One ProPure filter?
The reason to buy the Pro One, it's an all-in-one filter. It's convenient, easy to use. It doesn't require the add-on fluoride filter. And in addition, this filter removes the latest form of fluoride called hydrofluorosilicic acid.